this is all my opinion. I hope that you can learn something from it, but you obviously, that's up to you to decide if you want to take my advice or not. And I am no expert per se, I'm not a psychologist or anything like that. This is just from my own experiences, and I'm also going to talk about that in these videos. I'm going to use some of my own experiences as examples. So yeah, let's talk about breakups, and let's talk about healing from breakups, because they can be so hard, especially if the relationship ended in bad terms. I am going to just give you three pieces of advice that really helped me deal with the aftermath of my own breakup. And I've actually talked about some of these in other videos just very briefly. So the first one I think I talked about recently, and the first one is don't jump into any sort of relationship immediately. Doesn't matter what kind of relationship it is, just don't do it. I am against rebound sex. I think it is not a positive thing to do after a breakup. I think it reinforces that you need someone in your life to feel better about yourself. And I also think that it is really mean to basically use someone to feel better about yourself. When I was going through my breakup, I had a lot of friends encourage me to get back into dating immediately so I could forget about my ex. And I understand that rebound sex, for the most part, it's about that. It's about forgetting the person that you just ended a relationship with. It's about not thinking about them. It's about moving on. I totally get that. But there are so many more healthier options for yourself that I think are better in the long run than rebound sex. I just think it's so toxic to teach people that's what we should do to get over someone. If you've done that in the past, who hasn't? Like I said, I did that for a while. I tried to date after my breakup, but it didn't take me long to realize that that was not what I actually needed. I had one sexual relationship out of all the people that I dated, immediately after, and it just wasn't satisfying. It just left me feeling like I wanted more. And I know that everyone has different responses to things, but I really do think that taking time just for yourself, to do your own reflection, to do your own healing, to take yourself out on dates, to treat yourself, to focus on you is so much better. It is 100% better. And I think this also gives us time to reflect on what we actually want, on what we've learned from this awful experience. And you take that information and use it when you are ready to date. After my breakup, I felt so worthless. I felt so awful. My self-esteem was right here, and then all of a sudden it was there. You don't see it because it was non-existent. So it was really bad. And and because you don't really know what that other person is thinking. What if they're interested in more and you're just not ready for that? I just feel like that's so wrong to do that, and you're essentially wasting their time and your time as well. And like I said, I'm guilty of this. I'm guilty of trying to date immediately after this relationship, and I realized that it was wrong. And the last time that I went on a date before deciding that it was just not a good thing for me, I felt really bad for the person that I was on a date with, because I think it was obvious that I wasn't completely there, and that person did not deserve that. They deserve someone who's 100% there, and I feel bad because I wasted their time. And finally, when I did decide to spend time with just myself and just to reflect, I feel like that was so much better for me. And I took my time to finally get out there, and when I did, I felt so much better. I was in better situations with men, and it just felt like just better. I felt ready, and it didn't leave me feeling unsatisfied, which is really important, and it didn't make me feel less worthy as well. So that's my first piece of advice for healing after a breakup. It's just to take your time to get out there again, work on yourself, treat yourself, take yourself out on dates. It's just such a good feeling to do that just for yourself, and to learn to love yourself again just as you are. The second piece of advice that I would like to share is go outside, leave the house, get out of your bedroom. This one was actually quite hard for me after a while. At first I was doing okay, but then I got to a stage where I didn't want to leave my bedroom, and I just felt so sad, and I had to really force myself to do things because I just didn't want to do anything with anyone. And during the summer of that year, I remember that my friends, they were planning like something, and I did not want to go. The idea of being with other people outside of my house was just very blah to me during this time. Like, I just didn't want to be a part of it. But I had already stopped dating, and I was aware that I needed to do this for my own mental health. I needed to just go out. And I am so happy I did. I am so happy that I actually made plans with friends this summer, because there was a part of me that just wanted to lie in bed and cry and eat hot Cheetos all day, which, I mean, I can do like any time, but this time I was doing it while crying, and that's just not okay. You should not eat a bag of hot Cheetos while crying. So I really had to force myself, and I just don't regret it. So that's my second piece of advice, is to really force yourself to do things that you otherwise would avoid, because I think that you really need to challenge yourself to do things that make you a little uncomfortable, or a little just, you need to out of that box, because especially if you feel very, 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 very low, it's so easy to stay in that state of mind. It's so easy to just keep sleeping in bed, or to keep watching sad movies and crying. Like, that stuff is easy. It's getting out of that slump that's really hard, and sometimes you really do have to force yourself to get out of it. You really do have to encourage your own self to do things, to challenge yourself, to do things that make you feel a little uncomfortable, just a little uncomfortable, so you could get out of this depressive state. This helped me a lot. And, I think another thing too is that it really reminds you of two things that are very important to heal after a breakup. One, it reminds you that you're not alone. It reminds you that you have people around you, that you have a support system, a support system that is there for you. And if you don't have that support system, find it. Find that support system. Get involved in things that you're interested in, and find people that are interested in those things too. I remember when I was still going to therapy many years ago. Yes, I went to therapy many years ago. One of the things that my therapist told me was just that, was to find a support system and to find things that I could get involved in, and that's how it started for me. I found that support system, and I'm so happy that I did, because it really does help. It really does remind you that you're not alone in these feelings. And I remember having discussions too with friends during this time that reminded me that I'm not the only one that's going through some crap, and I think that's really comforting sometimes. It's a nice reminder that you are not the only one that is feeling sad or angry. And the second thing is that doing activities with friends, going outside, leaving your bedroom, also keeps your mind off the bad things, and that's really important too. And I think it's a healthier alternative to rebound sex, or trying to find someone to replace the ex. It's definitely healthier, to actually go out and do things, especially with the company of someone that's amazing and that's your friend. So yeah, that is my second piece of advice. So the third is pretty simple, but it might be one of the hardest, and it is block your ex. Block your ex everywhere. This one took me a while to do myself, and I'm not particularly proud, but I would check their social media quite a bit. I think a lot of us have been in that situation where we're still kind of like scrolling through their Instagram or whatever, kind of just seeing, if they've replaced you and that kind of thing. And yeah, so block them. For me, this was actually like one of the final steps that I did. It took me a while to actually block them from everything, and I mean like Instagram and constantly in my mind still in some way. And I knew that to fully move on, I needed to cut contact with this person 100%. Obviously, if your breakup was on a more friendlier basis, you don't need to do that. But if you are leaving a very toxic relationship, block them everywhere. Do not allow yourself to look at their social media accounts. Don't allow yourself to text them or call them. Just move on. It is so much better. And also, it leaves you feeling really amazing. I remember that once I did all of that, I felt like I was letting go. It is a simple act, but it felt very relieving. Like I felt like I was finally letting go of something that just wasn't meant to be, and I was trying to hold on because for whatever reason I still had hope. And I think maybe, that's part of it. And maybe part of the reason is that you still kind of have hope, or you're still curious about that part of your life. And sometimes we just need to let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Let them go. Let them go. Let them go. Let them go. And once I did that, like I said, I just felt like this weight was lifted off. And it is a very simple thing to do, but it can be hard because you're left with all these feelings, especially if you're left with a lot of unanswered questions. And you know what? That's like a fourth piece of advice that I have. It's that you need to accept that you might not get all the answers to your questions. There might not be any apology, and it sucks. It really sucks because they probably do owe you that apology. You probably do deserve your questions answered, but you're probably not going to get them. It's very likely that you're not, and you need to accept that. And for me, that was a huge part of my healing, and the process of moving on was accepting the fact that there was going to be a lot of things that I wasn't going to get an apology for. And it sucks because I know now that I deserve that apology. Actually, I deserved better than that guy. I shouldn't have been in that situation to begin with, but there's nothing I could do to change that. But what I can change is accept the fact that this person is never going to apologize. They're never going to owe up to what they did. And you know what? That's okay, because I can move on from that. I can do so much better than that. And I know that it's not an easy thing to do. It's definitely easier said than done. But I remember that I would have liked to hear that from someone. I would have liked to hear that sometimes you just need to move on without those answers, without that apology, and you can do it. You can move on without all of that. You don't need this person's apology. You don't need that person, period. So yeah, that is my final piece of advice for you in regards to healing after breakups. And I hope that you took something out of this. I really do, because all of this really helped me, and I'm really glad to share it with you all. I hope that it's helpful in some way, and let me also hit me up and maybe I'll answer them in a future video